Hello there gorgeous gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we've got our review for Hood, Outlaws and Legends. I've been playing the game over the course of a weekend on PS4 and PS5 and I'm finally ready to tell you what I think. So is it any good? Well, watch on and find out. Robin Hood has been given the gritty reboot treatment by Sumo Newcastle in Hood, Outlaws and Legends. Unfortunately, there are no legends here. Sadly, this gritty reboot of Robin Hood and his merry band of murderous mates is wrapped in an online-only game. There's no story to speak of and there's nothing to do by yourself unless you want to run around your little camp area and train for hours on end. Unless somebody is going to record you doing that and turn it into a montage, it's not a great way to play. So it's online only, and it means that this version of Hood and his mates is kind of wasted. I'd like to know what this Hood does in his downtime if he calls blowing up people's heads a good day's work. The game itself didn't really need to be a Robin Hood game. This could have been called Medieval Online Heist, the game, and it wouldn't have made a difference, except that the name would tell you exactly what the game is, unlike Hood, Outlaws and Legends, which is vague, and if you didn't know better, you wouldn't expect it to be an online multiplayer game. Hood pits players against each other in teams of 4, but unlike your Call of Duties or your Battlefields, there are enemy AI opponents who will kill you all on sight. This is called PvPvE because we as an industry love nothing more than annoying acronyms that non-gamers need an Enigma machine to decode. Each match tasks both sides with stealing the chest full of treasure which is locked in a vault, and the key is with the sheriff, who is one big mean bastard. First you need to nick the key by sneaking up behind him, then you need to get to the vault and unlock the door, then you need to trek to an extraction point while one of your team lugs the box of booty. Whoever is on box duty is completely vulnerable and cannot attack or defend while they're marching slowly towards the extraction point. It's the job of the other players to defend the carrier from the opposing team and the state soldiers. Easier said than done, especially if your team doesn't say a f***ing word. One of my biggest frustrations with Hood, Outlaws and Legends isn't with the systems, the maps, the enemies or the matchmaking, but that is a problem. But my main issue is with the players, and this has always been my gripe with online games. My fun is directly tied to the abilities of my fellow humans, and in this case, their ability to open their mouth and make words. Many of them struggle to do this, and I'm left wondering why on earth they've bought into a team-based multiplayer game. It's annoying. When you do get into a game with a good group, it can be fun. It can also be utter crap if you're playing against people who have clearly got nothing going on in their lives. I've played around 10 hours in total over the course of the weekend, and I'm at what I thought was a respectable level 15. I played against some virgins who are north of level 70. That means that while they do exist in a sadder state than I do, they compensate by having more perks and skills than me, which translates into them killing me very easily. Well, at least I've seen the sun and the shower. And boobs. Balancing is balked then, and even on release day where there should be plenty of new players for me to annoy, I still found myself playing against the shut-ins of the world. I longed for the first few hours again, where we were all new to the game and on level pegging. The concept is simple and easy to understand, and I like it, and rather than encourage all-out warfare, the game pushes players towards stealth. I like the challenge of sneaking through a map trying to stay undetected by the enemy team. Unlike most online games, there's no marker over your head displaying your name and location to the enemy players, so if you're sneaky enough, you can actually hide from human players. Unless, that is, they spot you and then mark you with the game's ping system. When this happens, you're lit up and everybody can see where you are. If you've got the key or the chest, this is painting a target on your back, and it means it's time for your teammates to get their arses into gear. You can drop the chest and try to fend off the attackers as well as the state soldiers, but you run the risk that if you and your team are killed, you'll leave the chest for the enemy to get, and if you haven't unlocked a spawn point nearby, you'll have to run the length of the map to catch up with the other team. Plus, if the area is locked down by the sheriff and his men, you'll have to find alternate routes, further delaying your counter-attack and giving the other team more time to rob off with the riches. Hood is at times a fun game and it has potential, but like all other games of its ilk, it's reliant on a decent player base. if you get into a game with good players who talk, play the game properly and have a bit of a giggle in the process, then Hood is a fun way to kill an hour or two. Is it doing anything revolutionary? No. It's standard and by the book, and not even the next-gen touches of 60 FPS and the DualSense controller support can elevate it beyond an average multiplayer game. Honestly, it feels like it should be the multiplayer mode to a full game. A fun distraction to keep you going after you've finished a 10-hour scripted story with Robin Hood shooting an arrow into the camera just before the Hood, Outlaws and Legends appears as white lettering on a black background, and then roll credits. Basically, I wish that this was a single-player story game so that the Hood name was actually used for a good reason and not because it's an easy way to slap a popular-ish name to a new game. Robin Hood is copyright free, and that means anybody can make a Robin Hood game. I hope somebody else does. And that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful in some way. If you did, do us a favour, go on down below, hit the like and subscribe buttons, leave a comment, let us know how you found the game to be. Go on further below and you'll find our social media channels, website links, and our supporters page where you can support our team if you can. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye bye.